Welcome to our world. Won't you come on in? Waiting just for you. Welcome to our world.
I suppose we will start. Let's start with grievances because
Okay.
If you have grievances, and I'm sure you have.
the video I was just watching
I don't have any grievances.
was the video from. You're not listening. You're trying to think of your own grievances.
Well, I have to think of something.
That's my first grievance.
Go ahead.
Just make a list. I do this. I'm leaving.
No, go ahead. God, what do you got?
We do this every single time where you're like, oh, grievances? What do you mean?
Mhm.
We have grievances to say? Yes, I literally, because I
My
plan
life.
properly
Okay.
for this show
Okay.
every day of my life.
Okay.
I have a whole note dedicated to
Well,
this show.
I do too, but it's all
What do you
old
have?
stuff because I haven't
Nothing.
updated it.
You have nothing.
Okay. Go ahead.
You are my first
Come on.
complaint, as
Come on.
usual. My second complaint. The video I was just watching was from, was it last year or 2 years ago, when it was a Phillies game and Bryce was at the plate and he checked his swing, but Angel Hernandez, the umpire, was on third and said that he swung. And he then went and
Yeah, it was a big deal.
and that was a strikeout, and he confronted Angel Hernandez. He gets
Mhm.
tossed out. He
Mhm.
throws his helmet into the crowd. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching that live.
Mhm.
That's my complaint is obviously not towards Bryce.
Right.
But when you watch the replay, it's not even close.
Uh-huh.
He's not even close to breaking the plane.
Yeah, like he
And
had
it
he
just-
had a legit complaint.
Oh, man. Infuriating. Okay, so that's the video I was watching when you just came in, and I was
Mhm.
shaking my head no.
Mm-hmm.
That was my second grievance because you were my first, to remind you. My third grievance today. Can you tell me the difference
Oh no, go ahead.
between exacerbate and exasperate?
Exacerbate is when you basically make a problem worse. I can't think of another way to put it.
No, that's great.
That's,
Yep.
you just make the situation worse.
Yes.
Exasperating. Is that like tiring?
You exasperate me constantly on this show.
I make you tired.
You irritate or annoy me.
Okay.
That's what
Okay. Well,
exasperate
tiring
is.
in an irritating, annoying way.
So exacerbate, you nailed that one, is making a situation. Well, I mean, exasperating is technically making like a bad, like an already
yeah,
bad situation worse. You're
Right.
like escalating it.
Right.
So exacerbate is you're talking about a situation and
Mhm.
making it worse. Exasperate is to annoy someone, like
Right.
to really irritate them.
Right.
Okay, so we're not even talking about what.
People that have a problem and exasperate me.
Perfect, nailed it.
That's
And the only reason I thought of this complaint is because, and I won't say specifically who, but this past week, a public figure and elected representative of this country,
if you will, go ahead.
used the incorrect, I don't remember which one.
No, I didn't see
which
this because I
word
don't
was-
remember it.
Well, no, because nobody cares about this stuff but me. But as usual, I'm going to say it's not that people. I'm not being judgmental here. Like, you should know every single word in the dictionary, and if you don't, then you're dumb. That's not what I'm saying. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is the words that you do speak, you
Mhm.
should know what they mean.
Right. Don't say
when
yeah,
you say
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me.
Right.
Do you have any complaints?
Yes, but I
Okay.
forgot what my complaint was when you said that because you made me think of another complaint, which is my ongoing nuclear complaint because I heard it again today. We need to
We're
make.
not talking anymore about that.
Hold on.
We're not
We need to make any of these episodes go viral so all these famous people can hear this stuff because this is not complicated.
It's not.
Yeah. I remember what this is my complaint.
What?
People that tell stories, repeat stories without having any valid sources, right?
What do you mean? Like gossip?
It could be gossip. It could be just regular people with gossip.
Like we did with Prince Harry and Meghan.
Well, it could. I mean, no, potentially, but I'm not just talking about gossip. I'm talking about, I hate to say, but in other words, I have a preconceived notion. So I hear a story and I just accept it because it matches my preconceived notion.
Oh, sure.
I take zero time to do an internet search or whatever, or to try to validate the story. I just believe it because that's what I believe.
A nice little echo chamber, if you will.
Yes, that's my grievance for this week.
Well, I feel like that is most of the country, unfortunately.
I know, and that's part of the problem. And this crap of passing legislation with not a single vote from the other party is a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy that we've just decided as a country that this is how we're going to go on, and half the country, hates the other half and thinks that they're idiots, and the other half hates the first half, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really annoying. It's really, really, really annoying. I mean, on particular issues, yes, absolutely, take a stand. If you feel strongly about something, take a stand. But just because you disagree with me 100% on one particular issue doesn't mean that you're wrong on everything and then I'm right on everything.
That is correct. I also think, because this is
open your mind and the rest will follow.
This is something that I had thought about a couple of weeks ago when I was listening to a podcast. I think a big part of the issue is the language used, because when you say, well, all Democrats are this, or all Republicans are this, you're already wrong. Yep. And then we have a nice little false premise here, which is one of my biggest complaints in life, is people that start with a false premise and then try to make a huge point on it. And it's like, all Democrats are not this and all Republicans are not this.
Right.
And when you use language like that, it makes it easier to hate the other side instead of want to come to a compromise with them, because you're like, well, you're a Republican, so you believe this and you're a bad person, or you're a Democrat, so you're an idiot because you believe this. And it's like, that's not how it should be. And that's why stuff doesn't get done.
People have different perspectives, because people grew, if someone grew up in New York City and they've lived in the city all their lives, they're going to have a completely different perspective than someone that grew up out in the country and that maybe has never even been to a big city, or if they've been there a handful of times.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And that's why representation is important.
You're
getting all the viewpoints.
Right, exactly. And that's what makes our country great.
Quote unquote.
Right. And what will make it hopefully great again.
Okay, anyway, that was super fun. Moving on to...
If you say make America great again, America technically isn't just the United States.
Moving on to...
Make the American continent. Go ahead. South and North.
Moving on to...
This Week in History.
That's right, This Week in History. We have finally arrived. Took a second to get there, didn't it? Okay. This Week in History. In 2011, mobster Whitey Bulger is arrested. That is the mobbiest name I think I could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
He, after 16 years on the run from law enforcement, how do you live your life like that? Just constantly, terrified.
How do you live a life of crime in general?
I don't know. A violent Boston mob boss wanted for 19 murders. Yikes. He was 81. Who cares? They lost. The police lost. He was 81.
I guess that's kind of true.
Ugh.
But yeah, I don't understand the idea of someone that is in crime all their lives. What?
Crime
seriously? Seriously? No, karma.
If you don't get caught, well, what do you mean karma? He literally lived his life.
No, he's 81
He's 81.
Though. That's the point.
I know, but how long was he actually even in prison then? We don't know.
Is he still alive?
It does not specify. In 1972, Title IX is enacted. Can you explain to the listeners what Title IX is?
Women's sports. Basically, you have to have equal or substantially equal sporting or activities available for women as you do for boys, girls for boys.
Well,
kind of thing. I mean, that's a summary. I mean, that's much.
Well, Title Title IX, though, in general, prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in any federally funded educational institution. It's not sports. It's
Right. Okay. But yeah,
it's the whole.
I think
the whole
most people,
school.
right, you think of it in terms of sports, but yeah.
The law states that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance.
It's interesting that it says on the basis of sex.
In short, any school that receives federal money must provide fair and equal treatment of all the sexes in all areas. And this is exciting because I don't know when, but in the coming weeks, spoiler alert, we'll be having an episode
We will?
on stuff like this.
Title IX. Well, that'll be
No,
interesting.
not on Title IX. What?
I thought you were talking, well, I'm saying in general.
Well, I guess
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I'll hold all my comments until then. I have a lot.
I love that idea. 1993. How do you want me to say it? Mail bomb injures Yale professor. It's a mail bomb. However I say it, the people don't know that I'm saying mail, like a package.
Until the first class.
And here, let me say it like this. 1993. An unassuming padded envelope injures Yale professor.
Oh.
Okay, great. It
Also
was
known as?
Delivered to Professor David Gerler.
Okay.
He has a last name, and there are letters in it. No, it's okay.
Can't you give us the first few letters?
The package, which authorities would later establish originated from infamous terrorist Theodore John Kaczynski, exploded, seriously injuring David.
So
I'm not reading all this.
Right. So everybody, Ted Kaczynski, okay? At what point did some people decide they were going to be on the side of the criminals? I don't understand.
I don't know, but eventually the Unabomb Federal Task Force would successfully identify and locate Kaczynski, who had a brilliant but troubled past as a professor and mathematician, but later would sequester himself to a small plot of land near his brother's home in Montana. Who do we know that is a professor and mathematician? Eric, be careful out there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if he's a professor yet.
He's on his way. And we're very proud of him. 1910, Congress passes Mann Act, MANN. Can you tell the listeners what this is?
No. I've never heard of this.
You can't, because what do you care about this subject?
Well, I don't know what it is. I've never heard about it.
You're a man. Also known as the White Slave Traffic Act, which was ostensibly aimed at keeping innocent girls from being lured into prostitution. In actuality, it offered a way to make a crime out of many kinds of consensual sexual activity.
I'd like to look up information on that because that sounds like, I don't know what to think about that.
The most famous prosecutions under the law were those of Charlie Chaplin and Chuck Berry, who took unmarried women across state lines for, quote, immoral purposes. What?
What year was that? Or what year was that? So this was a long time ago.
That it was enacted?
Yeah.
Or that it was passed 1910.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was an anti-prostitution bill, basically.
1541. New World explorer Francisco Pizarro dies.
Yeah. So are we having a moment of silence?
Yes.
Okay.
He led a small band of conquistadors into Peru.
A band?
To meet the emperor of the Incas, a numerous and accomplished people.
Never heard them. Never heard him play.
The emperor refused Pizarro's offer of Christianity and Spanish sovereignty, but the greatly outnumbered Spanish had the advantage of firearms. Thus, the Incas were cut down, the emperor was taken hostage, and eventually executed.
Wow. They were cut down.
That is
with
horrific.
Their firearms.
For the remainder of his life, Pizarro worked to consolidate Spain's hold on Peru and defend his share of the spoils. His wealth inspired greed, and he died in an attack by one of his own men. Good riddance.
Karma. But how old was he? And he lived his whole life probably way better than he should have.
I don't know. 1976, Ebola epidemic breaks out in Sudan.
Does it say what Ebola is caused by? I don't remember. Is it
let's see. No.
Okay.
But the one in 2014 in West Africa killed more than 11,000 people, more than all the previous Ebola epidemics combined.
It's funny because
not
that
funny.
11,000. No, not yeah, very funny. Not that 11,000 isn't a lot, But when you look at that and then you compare it to COVID, it's like nothing. It's like a drop in the bucket. It's like,
Okay. In the 1997, Mike Tyson bites Evander Holyfield's ear in boxing match because men. Okay.
he bit
all
it
right.
off. How gross is that?
Yep. It's disgusting.
These are our heroes.
Moving on
Go ahead.
to
I forget what comes next.
what haven't we done?
We did. Oh, listener feedback.
Yeah.
We have to do listener feedback.
Listener feedback. Yeah.
Welcome to listener feedback.
Listener
I
feedback.
don't remember where I've put the feedback.
Oh no.
It's here. What? Do you have something to say? You have a joke to make? Go
No,
ahead.
listener feedback. I have no
What?
joke. I don't know. I have to wait for you to say
Why are you
something.
so
I can't.
weird.
I'm tired. I was spraying hazardous chemicals outside. Maybe it's something to do with that.
Okay. This is from last week's blend. We have some YouTube comments.
Okay.
Someone responded and said, well, they're just saying I had a free hand massage too. It was great at the dentist. Yeah.
See?
Okay.
See? It wasn't just me.
That's really weird.
It wasn't just me. It's a little creepy.
Really weird.
Little creepy.
And a second comment from that episode, temper is a noun and tantrum a verb. And there's a laughing face. Would you like to respond?
No, I don't think that's correct. But you are the grammar Nazi. So you have
Temper can be a noun if you're saying like
you have
her temper, you have a temper.
Yeah, you have a bad
Right.
You have a bad temper.
Temper can also be a verb.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're tempering something.
Like iron to make steel or something.
Oh, well, right. You're right. Like you're making okay.
Right.
And a tantrum is a noun.
It's always a noun, isn't it?
Let me just Google this really quickly.
Yeah. Why are we even spending any time thinking about it? We can look it up. In this
Tantrum is a noun.
What's it say? What's it say for the what do you call it? The definition then?
An uncontrolled outburst of anger and frustration, typically in a young child.
Oh, I have those a lot.
And the follow-up, like on Google, how questions come up when
Yeah.
you type something in, the first question that comes up, can adults have tantrums? And yes, obviously.
Oh, good.
Obviously.
Was that my question? Was I the one that questioned?
Yes.
Okay.
If you look at Merriam-Webster, and this is my complaint from last week continuing, the meaning of tantrum is a fit of bad temper. Ergo, saying temper tantrum
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Right. So
Or it
a
makes
fit
too
of
much
bad
sense,
temper.
more
So in that sense, in a way, it's not an adjective, but it is clarifying the type of temper, right?
Well, yeah, like we talked about last week,
Right.
you don't have a happy tantrum. That's not
Right,
a thing.
right. But you could have a very good temper, like as in good temperament.
And temper can be, I'm just confirming, a noun or a verb. Temper, a person's state of mind,
Right.
or the degree of hardness and
Hardening something.
elasticity in steel or other metal. And so the verb, improve the hardness or elasticity by reheating and then cooling it. Or, which this is more what I was thinking, which is why I was confused for a second, act as a neutralizing or counterbalancing force to something.
Oh, right.
To like temper. Okay. All right. Now that we've cleared that up.
That makes sense.
Those are our YouTube comments. So this comment, there was a whole thing about, and I'm not going to read all of this because I went back and forth with this person trying to explain.
This is someone you
my
know on a
point of
personal
view.
basis is what you're saying.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
So this person was saying, Samantha, I don't get how you're saying vicariously should be used. If I don't specify through whom I'm living vicariously, then it seems ambiguous. I don't want to get into a whole thing explaining this again because we went back and forth a lot about this with me trying to explain it.
Yeah, because the metrics during that
And
conversation just dropped. It went like
yeah, I know.
dropped
And so
way down.
And so this person was saying it's like saying I was angry versus I was angry at him or whatever. It's not redundant to specify at whom you're angry. Of course, you're angry at someone or something, otherwise you wouldn't be angry. So in that sense, it's redundant. But leaving out that detail makes it really ambiguous. And rephrasing the sentence to make it really long/awkward, like your example, just seems unnecessary and overall worse. So here's what I... Oh, wait, no, they said more. Hold on. Maybe the word
no.
vicariously is more redundant than the word through in the situation we're talking about. If I'm talking about someone who's on vacation and I say, yeah, I'm kind of living through her right now, my meaning is pretty clear. Adding vicariously makes it that much more clear what I mean, I think, or gives further description, which is the whole purpose of an adverb, but it's not entirely necessary. So maybe one possible solution is just removing that word as opposed to viewing through as the unnecessary part. And here's with all of this, I just want to clarify and kind of goes with what I always say about these things. Obviously, because here's the thing. I'm right. Okay.
Okay.
Let's leave that there. And I just want to make it clear, this person's not wrong. It sounds uncomfortable to try to use vicarious or vicariously correctly in a sentence because that's not what we're used to. And so what I'll suggest, as I suggest for all of these things, don't use it then. Don't use it and just say, I'm living through this person. Or like through this person's whatever. Just stop using vicarious or vicariously because you're using it incorrectly. That's all.
What if I want to use it?
Then use it correctly. That's all I'm saying.
But what would the correct usage
No, we talked
be?
about all this. We're not talking about this anymore. I just read all those comments. Look it up.
Okay.
Google it. We're done here. Okay. I think I probably have... Oh, here. Okay, this will be our last comment for today. What?
Nothing. I'm thinking. Go ahead.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You keep cutting me off.
What?
We're done here. You keep saying we're done here.
Well, because I don't want to go into a whole thing about vicarious again. We talked about all this for like 20 minutes total.
Okay.
Nobody cares
fair
about
enough.
this.
Fair enough.
And I'm just clarifying, if you don't understand how to use it, then don't use it. That's all I'm saying. I totally agree with to clarify, its best use is not as an adverb. Just don't say vicariously. You just use vicarious, like, you know.
I'm living a vicarious life. I'm living the vicarious life of somebody else. No, that wouldn't be it.
That sounds kind of weird, but
Yes,
whatever. My point is, it's going to sound weird because you're used to hearing vicariously through. So no matter what I say, however I say you should use it, you're going to be like, nah, it doesn't sound right. And I'll be like, I know it doesn't sound right because everybody says it wrong. We're used to hearing it incorrectly.
Right.
Okay, this is our last comment for today. I totally agree with the annoying use of tardy. Tardy is to be used for class only. Don't say it just to be different or to try to sound smarter. It's annoying. He was tardy getting to the plate. No, the obvious word to use is late. Just be normal. The only other times you can say tardy are when you're just being silly. Like if you want to say something like, sorry, I'll be tardy to the party. It reminds me of when people incorrectly use I versus me. I know this one can be tricky for some people to grasp, but stop saying I just because you think it makes you sound smarter. The sentence, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Samantha or I, is not appropriate. Samantha, please feel free to explain to listeners why this is not okay. Thank you and goodbye. P.S. I think I complained about the I versus me issue before, but can't remember, so whatever. This is... I think we did complain about this in an early
I'm sure we
episode.
did, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So me is used if it's the object of something. So if it comes after a preposition, which prepositions are like to or of or about or on or something like that. If you're saying any of those, it should always be me. So like the example that person used, feel free to reach out to Samantha and me, or me, however he said it.
Right.
You should only use I as the subject in the subject form. What?
No, I completely agree with what you're saying, but I always, in my mind, I just have a simple way because I just say to myself, well, take Samantha or out of there, right?
Right.
So if you said reach out to Samantha or I, okay? Well, now if you say reach out to I.
To I, it sounds so stupid.
It's stupid, right. But if you said, like you said, after a preposition, like give me an example, to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Or for, on, whatever.
Right. Reach out to me.
Yeah.
But if you were saying, in other words, if the sentence is continuing, like Samantha and I are going to the store, right? Then if you took out Samantha, you would say just, I am going to the store, right?
Right.
You're
saying if you were saying Samantha and me are going to the store.
Right. Samantha and me are going to the store. Me, I'm going to the store.
Me, I'm going to the store is obviously incorrect.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. For me, Just simplifying it like that
For
is the
I?
easy way to.
Kidding,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes. Yes. It might be different for you, but for I.
Yes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I obviously understand this person's point. I think a lot of people think saying I for
Makes
some
them
reason
sound
makes
more-
it sound like it's a higher level thing, and you just sound dumb.
It does the exact opposite.
the
It makes you
opposite.
sound like an idiot.
Yep.
A lot of people do, though.
Well,
Well,
call it a week,
well,
folks.
yep. It's Friday.
It's
Do you know what tomorrow is?
Friday, Saturday.
The day after Friday.
Saturday.
Yesterday was the day before Friday.
Thursday.
Nope. Everything. Friday is the benchmark by which all other days are judged.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye. Explain to the listening audience what this is. What this is.
I bet you're all wondering
HWAT. What?
why we've gathered you here today.
Why we've gathered you here today.
Okay, whose children are we talking about?
Whose-
You're done.
Okay.
You're so done. I'm gonna leave.
You wanted to be in here.
Well, okay. As the
What day is it? What day is it?
I don't know.
Well, no, we have to know what day this is being released.
Tuesday.
What if it's Friday? What if
This is not a Friday episode. Fridays are blends.
Unless we
or
don't get the
part
Friday
twos.
episode. Unless we don't get the Friday episode done in time.
We are
This will be an
going to
emergency
get.
Friday
I'm
episode.
leaving.
Tuesday, go.
No,
And
you're making this into
Goodbye.
an outtake, and I don't want this to be an outtake. This was a good intro.
okay, continue
And
with
you've
the intro.
spoiled the intro for everyone involved, mostly myself. Is anybody else having a bad time, or is it just me? It's just me?
It's
Great.
not just
okay. Thank you.
I'm
okay.
muting myself.
Two things. An autobiography.